What does Central Florida's most accurate forecast look like?
It's rising before the sun to go through the models. It's forecasting changes to help you plan with confidence. It's keeping you updated as severe storms move through, from sunny skies to stay inside.
At WESH 2, we understand Central Florida weather.
That's why WESH 2 First Warning Weather is certified the most accurate 17 years in a row by WeatherRate. This is what accuracy looks like, and it's only on WESH 2 News. Central Florida traffic can be brutal, but Megan Mackey is here to help you navigate it all.
Consider me your local transportation expert.
This is what First Warning traffic looks like with Megan Mackey, and it's here on WESH 2 News.
Next at 4, a woman accused of stabbing and robbing someone after investigators say she felt she wasn't tipped enough for a food delivery. Where they're looking for a second suspect. Plus,
Christmas Day and all that implies. Presents, Santa, the North Pole, and for many, it's a great day to head to the beach.
And cloudy skies kept your Christmas Day temperatures cool, but fog returns tonight. We'll track how long it'll stick around, coming up straight ahead.
WESH 2 News starts now with breaking news.
In that breaking news, firefighters are on the scene of a fire that damaged 2 homes.
This is on Ronald Street near US 1 and Camp Road in Cocoa. WESH 2's Michelle Meredith live at the scene right now with the latest fire on Christmas. Michelle.
Now, it is, but fortunately no one was injured. And you know, firefighters are still trying to tap this down. I'm going to get out of the way so you can see it. They have been working on this for hours, and when we got here, it was still smoking. Now, the manufactured home here, as you can see, is just really a pile of rubble right now. But we got some video earlier, and we talked to the assistant fire chief, and he says the fire started in this abandoned mobile home on the corner of Ronald Street and Yarborough Avenue in Cocoa. Neighbors tell us it has caught on fire before, and this time the flames went up fast. The fire was so scorching that it spread to the home next door, which we hear was also abandoned. Fortunately, as I mentioned, no injuries. And here's what the assistant fire chief had to tell us.
It's a win for everybody. You know, everyone's taken care of and everyone's accounted for. Like I said, heavy damage, but
and no injuries.
No injuries.
Now, there was a very, very large presence of fire trucks. I swear there must have been about 14. One thing they don't know is that what caused the fire. That is under investigation. Live in Brevard County, Michelle Meredith, WESH 2 News.
All right, and first at 4, a woman in Osceola County is facing several charges after she allegedly stabbed someone over a pizza delivery tip.
The sheriff's office says the victim is expected to be okay. WESH 2's Sinai Rodriguez tells us detectives are now looking for a second suspect.
Avello is being held without bond. Her pretrial hearing is set for tomorrow.
All right, here with First Warning meteorologist Marquise Vito. Marquise, Christmas Day, Hanukkah, a lot of holidays being celebrated today, and everybody's a little cool and a little gray outside.
Yeah, but at least we're trending dry. You know, I'll take the cloudy skies if that means that we could stay dry.
Yeah.
I took a look at the radar just a second ago. Nothing to show there, but we do have overcast skies over the I-4 corridor. As temperatures, as you mentioned, Jesse, they have been trending cool. We've had this blanket of clouds overhead all day long, and that stopped many of us from getting into the 70s towards our seasonal average. So 66 is where we sit just past 4 o'clock, and we also have a breeze from the north and the east. We see a lot of upper 60s for your highs today. The outlier, that's Sanford. You guys actually did push into that 70-degree threshold, but we'll all be cooling down tonight. I will say we'll be comfortable this evening. Clouds stick around, and clouds have the opposite effect overnight. They keep you warmer than your seasonal average, so many of us will stall out in the upper 50s. But what settles in with that north and easterly breeze is the chance for fog. You'll see that first forming in our northernmost counties as early as midnight. And then as we push past the midnight hour, it's going to be a little bit more widespread, right? Stretching from I-75 all the way down to I-95. And that fog can restrict your visibility down to 1/10 of a mile. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do do have some dense fog advisories as we step outside the door tomorrow. But of course, that fog will lift and we got a lot more sunshine warming up your temperatures through the end of your holiday work week. And I'll talk about that coming up in the next 15 minutes.
All right, Marquise, we'll see you soon. Well, here in Central Florida, our best shot at a white Christmas, maybe just head to the sand at the beach. And even on a cloudy day in the 60s, it was still the beach, especially for out-of-towners here to celebrate the holiday. WESH 2's Dave McDaniel dropped by as well. And for people from the snow belt, shoveling beach sand is optional.
All right, if you're still flying out of town today for the holidays or picking someone up from the airport, this is a live look at the flight board at Orlando International Airport right now. Taking a look at it, you can see 173 flights, the majority of them on time, 10 are delayed, 3 are canceled as of right now, about 4:07. More than 111,000 travelers are set to fly in and out of MCO alone today. Meantime, taking a look at the parking situation at the airport, things are still looking pretty good today. Only parking garage B and the terminal top lots are full at the moment, same as it has been the last 2 days. As you can see there, surface lot, economy lots, all the others are still open.
All right, the gift of giving. That's what Christmas morning was all about for volunteers in Sanford today.
Yeah, crews from Meals on Wheels are helping seniors who would otherwise not have anything to eat today. WESH 2's Spencer Tracy shows us some of the special moments.
That is wonderful to see, right?
Yeah.
So great. If you forgot a key ingredient for your Christmas dinner, or maybe your meal didn't turn out so good, you may be wondering what's open tonight.
All right, so let's run you down the list. We've done some research. CVS and Walgreens are open for the regular hours today. The pharmacies are closed. Buc-ee's, Circle K, 7-Eleven, and Wawa are open. As for restaurants, Denny's, McDonald's, and Waffle House are open. The rest of these are open with limited hours, okay? So Applebee's, Buffalo Wild Wings, Burger King, Domino's, Dunkin', Golden Corral, and Hooters. So maybe give them a call ahead of time or double check before you head out there if it's far from you.
IHOP, Papa John's, Perkins, Red Lobster, Subway, Taco Bell, and Wendy's will also have limited hours. Did you say Waffle House was open?
I did.
Okay. I'm kind of feeling
Options.
that. I'm feeling that for
I'm
today.
not mad about
we
it.
do have a little break in between newscasts. Just like one of my favorite places.
Really?
All right. Nobody woke up $1 billion richer this Christmas after nobody won last night's jackpot.
Okay, so that means, of course, there's still another chance to win the jackpot, which has now grown to $1.15 billion. No big deal. That's a cash option of $516.1 million if you go that option. The next drawing is Friday night. By the way, today is Wednesday. I don't know, I kind of forgot what day of the week it was.
Yeah, that's what happens
Today
during
is
holidays.
Wednesday. Next drawing is Friday.
All right. Still to come, a struggling pizzeria gets a generous Christmas gift to keep their doors open.
People say it's a Christmas miracle. It kind of feels like a Christmas miracle.
But this Santa Claus goes by a different name.
Plus, 2024, a rough year for the housing market, but experts say as for 2025...
It's going to be a better year for home buyers.
Okay, but it's not all good news. We'll tell you the reasons why.
But first, 2024 has been an unbelievable year in spaceflight. We look back and preview what's ahead for Central Florida. Next.
Closed captioning brought to you by National Floors Direct.
Thank you, Central Florida.
We asked you to share your Christmas, and you answered the call to help our neighbors in need.
Central Florida shows up and makes a difference for Share Your Christmas.
From the food brought to our drop-off sites,
to the money raised by our community partners.
Your donations will help provide more than 2 million meals to local families.
We are all so thankful to join together and make a difference in our community.
Thank you for caring.
Thank you for sharing your Christmas.
2024 was an almost unbelievable year in spaceflight, from a record number of launches on the Space Coast to the Starliner saga and beyond.
Yeah, tonight, WESH 2's Michelle Meredith looks back and previews what's ahead for Central Florida. Now, President-elect Trump has nominated Isaacman, a private astronaut and billionaire businessman, to be the next NASA administrator. Bill Nelson says the SLS rocket will fly and be ready to take the crew of Artemis 2 around the moon in the spring of 2026.
All right, let's turn things over now to Marquise to get a check of our forecast for the week ahead. Kids out of school, a lot of people off of work, so hopefully it'll be nice.
Yeah, I think we'll be trending dry for the next few days. Maybe a sprinkle of rain in there, but temperatures will also be trending warmer, right? We'll bounce into the upper 70s starting tomorrow. And by the time we make our way into the weekend, select cities could be tap dancing around the 80s here in Central Florida. So your high in Orlando tomorrow, 77 degrees, 77 on Friday, and 79 on Saturday. A little bit cooler on Sunday, though. Clouds move in, as well as our next shot at rain Sunday night. For the moment, though, here's what we're checking out across New Smyrna Beach. We've got the ocean spray, overcast skies in place. Temperatures show 63 degrees with that breeze from the north at 8 miles per hour. You see the white caps in the water, too. High wave heights, these are anywhere between 3 and 5 feet. And we also do have a high rip current risk in effect today. Temperatures in surrounding cities are fairly uniform. What actually sticks out is Palm Coast. You're already back in the upper 50s, but you'll cool down a few extra degrees as the night goes on. But elsewhere, it's a mix of mid and upper 60s here in Central Florida just before 4:20. Here's a look at the big picture. This is the frontal boundary that passed us by this week. What's keeping it in place, though, or what it is keeping in place, excuse me, will be the clouds, right? Overcast clouds, mostly cloudy conditions. Those will stick around as we continue across the rest of your evening. But out towards the west, here's a new system of low pressure exiting eastern Texas and continuing to move across the northern Gulf. You see the precipitation associated with that, and that will be making its way towards us over the course of your upcoming weekend. For tonight, though, temperatures in Orlando draw back to the upper 50s with fog out the door by 5 o'clock in the morning. Out towards Ocala, this is going to be one of our cooler areas to start off the day. Temperatures only stall around 54 degrees as that blanket of clouds doesn't allow for any additional cooling. So here's what you're walking out to early to start off your morning. A mix of low 50s across I-75, upper 50s as you make your way towards I-4, 59 in Winter Haven, Orlando, 57 in Sanford, and you may be in the lower 60s from Titusville south all the way down to Palm Bay. Your forecast for tomorrow afternoon, once you get rid of the fog, does show temperatures warmer than they were today. Highs should peak between 69 and 79 degrees. Keep in mind, our seasonal average for the day after Christmas is right around 73. So foggy to start off your morning. We do have that system of low pressure lifting. That will allow for this easterly flow to increase your chance for a small coastal shower. But over the course of the weekend, better chance for showers arrives Sunday night as temperatures peak right around 78 degrees in the afternoon with mostly cloudy skies. And here's that shot at showers. Your next frontal boundary working its way in on Sunday. It will carry some of that rain into your Monday morning. So your New Year's outlook looks like this. On Monday, we're a little bit cooler. Keep in mind a cold front's passing us by. 76 in the afternoon. We finally get to the sunshine later in the day, but it will be a mild start to your work week. On New Year's Eve, though, we have another frontal system returning, and that'll cool you down after the passing of a few extra showers. So we'll drop from the upper 70s on New Year's Eve to the low 70s on New Year's Day. Stay with us. WESH 2 News continues after the break.
Custom weather alerts on the WESH 2 app. Download it today.
In Kansas City, video of a sheriff's deputy spreading Christmas spirit is going viral.
Like every morning since the beginning of December, the elf on the shelf, Max, was wanted. But then Wyatt and Bryn Eskridge found out Max was really in trouble.
I got a call out here today about an elf running around causing some mischief in the area. Do you guys have an elf?
Yes.
Can you tell me how big he is?
He's like 45.
Is he?
He even feeding some reindeers. They were very hungry.
Oh my gosh, Wyatt's mom posted this interaction on social media. The video now has more than 15 million views. As for Max, Wyatt used a powerful strategy to bail out his friend. Well, all he had to do was use his cuteness. And the power of social media turns into a Christmas miracle for a struggling pizzeria in Baltimore.
Yeah, so the miracle on Light Street started with one bite. The owner of Tiny Brick Oven Pizza says he was days away from having to close when in walked the founder of Barstool Sports, Dave Portnoy, to do one of his famous one-bite pizza reviews. The owner told Portnoy about the restaurant's dire situation, and after Dave gave the pizza a solid 7.9 out of 10, he asked how much he would need to stay open for another year.
Listen, I think we could probably get our liquor license and continue to stay open if we had 60,000. Would that be
done?
Done? Oh my God, that is unbelievable. Hey!
So the video went viral, and on Christmas Eve, Tiny Brick Oven had a line out the door and phones ringing off the hook, and the donations are still pouring in.
It's an incredible feeling. I mean, I've always had a lot of community support. It's amazing. It's overwhelming. I thank everybody so much.
Well, it's a Christmas miracle.
You know, you want to ask me if Santa is real? I say his name is Davy Claus.
There you go. Look at that.
That's a great story.
Yeah.
All right, coming up in our next half hour, it's a season of joy, but not everyone is happy this time of year.
Yeah, grief and loss can be especially hard over the holidays and bring up a lot of different feelings. How to not only cope with grief, but also still enjoy the holidays, according to the experts. But first,
new rides and thrills. Central Florida's theme parks were busy this year. I'm WESH 2's Christina Watkins. Coming up, how Universal, SeaWorld, and Disney brought the fun for the whole family.
WESH 2 News starts now with breaking news.
That breaking news, Altamont Springs police say an officer and Seminole County deputy were forced to shoot a man in his home this morning. Police say Stephen Schur locked himself in a bathroom in the house on Florida Boulevard with a gun.
So officers tried to tase the man, but he ignored their commands, according to investigators. When officers say Schur raised a gun towards his wife, that's when they opened fire. Schur was taken to the hospital and is being treated. We have a crew on the way to the scene. And of course, we'll let you know as we learn more.
All right, we want to turn to our forecast now with a blanket of clouds overhead. It's been a very mild day across Central Florida.
First warning meteorologist Marquise Mina joining us now with your certified most accurate forecast. Marquise, things are also kind of staying dry out there, so that's a plus.
Always love the dry weather here in Central Florida, even if it is a little bit cloudy. You don't want it to rain on your Christmas Day parade, but we will finish your Christmas evening trending warm. That blanket of clouds will keep us nice and insulated as temperatures stall in the upper 50s tonight. And as we continue across the rest of your work week, we will continue to warm up. More sunshine lies ahead of us tomorrow, but wet weather looms as we wrap up your weekend. We'll see that chance for showers on Sunday night. But here's a look out the door right now. A thick blanket of clouds all over our Sunshine State with a small chance for some lighter showers out on our radar close to home. Nothing to really show here, right? We have been cloudy all day. We've seen the off and on again quick hitting shower, but out towards Daytona, no rain in the picture, just overcast skies. It's a gray mess outdoors right now with temperatures in the lower 60s. But what really stands out to me is that northerly breeze that'll continue overnight, slowing down, and that'll allow for that moisture to pick up. We'll tap into that Atlantic moisture, and we got a chance for fog as temperatures settle into the upper 50s tonight, and we'll track what areas will be waking up to foggy conditions out the door tomorrow morning and what areas will be heating up just in time for the weekend in the next 15 minutes.
All right, this has been a milestone year for Central Florida's theme parks. Disney, Universal, and SeaWorld open new, exciting rides.
And our Parks Central team was there for every debut. WESH 2's Christina Watkins takes a look back at the thrills and what's to come next year.
She has the best job. All right, our theme parks have special holiday hours today. Magic Kingdom and Disney Springs will be open until 11. Epcot is open until 9:30. Hollywood Studios closes at 9, and Animal Kingdom will be the first to close at 7. As for Universal Studios, the park will be open until 9. Islands of Adventure will be open an hour longer until 10, as will SeaWorld Orlando. City Walk will be open until 1 a.m.
All right, in Brazil, there are new concerns after a bridge collapse, killing 4 people and more than a dozen others, and those people are still missing. A state news agency says 4 trucks, 3 cars, and 3 motorbikes fell into the river underneath the bridge you see there. The trucks were reportedly carrying about 25,000 liters of pesticides and 76 tons of sulfuric acid, so people in the area are being warned not to drink or bathe in the river's water. The cause of the collapse for the bridge is still under investigation.
All right, now to just a tragic story developing overseas. At least 38 people are dead after a plane crash in Kazakhstan. The airliner was carrying 67 people. 29 of those passengers and crew members are still alive. The plane was diverted and attempted an emergency landing when it crashed. Russia's aviation authority says preliminary information shows the pilots diverted after a bird strike led to an emergency on board. All right, new court documents say the former Abercrombie and Fitch CEO charged with sex trafficking has been diagnosed with dementia and late-onset Alzheimer's. That's according to the attorneys for Mike Jeffries, who say he was diagnosed by neuropsychologists following several evaluations. According to an indictment, the 80-year-old told models to attend sex events by convincing them it would help their careers. Jeffries has pleaded not guilty. A competency hearing is scheduled for June.
President-elect Donald Trump says he will vigorously pursue the death penalty against the 3 remaining federal death row inmates. This comes after President Biden commuted the death sentences of 37 federal inmates to life in prison. Executions by the U.S. government were uncommon prior to Trump's first term. Only 3 federal executions had happened since 1988 before Trump's then Attorney General William Barr announced in 2019 they would resume. During the last year of Trump's first term, the federal government executed 10 people, which was the most since 1896. Biden's clemency decisions cannot be reversed.
Financial experts say without reform, Social Security benefits will have to be cut by 2033 to keep the program functioning. Experts say taxes on income and benefits are not producing enough cash to keep the program afloat. Now, while both Democrats and Republicans have affirmed the program will continue to be funded, it's really unclear how Congress would agree to fix the funding deficit.
People are reluctant to acknowledge the need for policy reforms. Will Congress reduce benefits, increase taxes in order to keep Social Security running as it's currently structured? Or will Congress rely on more borrowing?
Other proposals include raising the retirement age, tying initial benefits to inflation, not wages, and reducing the amount paid to wealthier beneficiaries. 2024 was a rough year for the housing market as buyers were met with high prices and high interest rates.
Some experts predict 2025 could provide some relief. Jen Sullivan explains what buyers can expect next year.
The CDC says it has recorded the highest number of whooping cough cases in a decade. 32,000 cases have been reported so far this year. That's about 6 times more than there were this time last year. Whooping cough can be serious for all ages, but children younger than 1 are particularly sensitive. Doctors say vaccination is the best way to protect against this contagious respiratory illness.
Dealing with grief and loss can be especially hard over the holidays. Manny Gaither talked to some experts and tells us how we can all cope. And we know this season can also bring extra stress, a lot to get done. So if you or someone you know is in a crisis, do not hesitate. Call or text 988 if you need to. The Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is available 24 hours a day in English and Spanish.
There is no shame in reaching out for help, right? So many people need it.
All right, still to come, a long overdue honor for an animal that's been a symbol of the U.S. for more than 240 years.
Plus, the community champion welcoming controversial topics at the dinner table for a good reason.
Closed captioning is sponsored by Rubenstein Law. Injured? Call 1-800-FL-LEGAL.
This time of year, and especially today, you may find yourself sharing some holiday meals, and at times the conversations can shift to uncomfortable topics.
But one local college student doesn't shy away from that. In fact, he's turned it into a popular campus club they say is seeing real change. WESH 2's Jason Guy introduces us to community champion Breaking Bread.
All right, do you know someone with a history of doing good in Central Florida? WESH 2 wants to know about them. Nominate those with a track record of giving back for a WESH 2 Community Champion Spotlight. Email us details about your nominee to communitychampion@wesh.com. They could be featured right here on WESH 2. And if you missed our special earlier today honoring all of our community champions, you can watch it in its entirety right now on WESH.com. Some amazing, amazing people are showcased in that show.
All right, so when I tell you this, you're going to be like, wait, what? So the bald eagle, which is a symbol of the U.S., which has been for more than 240 years, got actually an overdue honor Tuesday, it officially became the country's national bird. Yes, now, officially. President Biden signed a bill that amends the U.S. code to correct what had long gone unnoticed and designate the bald eagle as the official national bird. The bald eagle has appeared on the Great Seal of the U.S., which is used in official documents since 1782. That same year, Congress designated it as the national emblem, but it had never been officially designated to be what many had just assumed it was, the national bird.
I saw that online earlier and I couldn't believe it. I was so confused. So I thought, that's not a thing already?
No, has been the national emblem, is now the national bird.
Okay, so now it's official.
Now it's official.
Right.
We're about 250 years.
Yeah, I know, right?
Better late than never.
Jeez. All right, Marquise, well, let's get things over to you to look at the rest of the week. It was kind of a nice Christmas to sort of stay indoors with the new gifts and eat a lot. That's kind of what the weather
absolutely. And the thing was, hold on. So temperature-wise, it could have been warmer. I was expecting it to be, but either way, we had a couple slivers of sunshine here and there, maybe a sprinkle of rain as well. Tomorrow, more sunshine will be back, but tonight, the fog is what's going to be returning. Now, I know why Rudolph is so renowned, because he can see through the fog, and if it was this foggy last night, well, he would have made his money's worth, because we have dense fog returning across central Florida this evening. However, as we move into a Thursday morning, that fog will lift. Temperatures are going to be a little bit warmer with more sunshine in the afternoon, and then clouds return as we finish off your work week forecast. Taking a look at Orlando right now. Here we are in the tourist district, in which temperature still sits in the middle of the 60s. Overcast skies have been the staple throughout the day, and we still have that breeze from the north at 8 miles per hour. Not super humid as it stands right now, but once these temperatures start to cool, your dew points are likely going to remain in the 50s. Therefore, we'll be more saturated overnight, and that'll lend to foggier conditions as we wake up and head outside tomorrow. Elsewhere, we have 59-degree current temperatures in Palm Coast, but across the rest of central Florida, from I-75 all the way down to I-95, temps remain in the low and the mid 60s. Big picture does call for those clouds to stick around this evening. We'll still see that small chance for a sprinkle of rain, but here's what's heading our way over the course of the weekend. A new area of low pressure and another cold front equipped with more rain showers set to return on Sunday night. As we take you hour by hour, we'll see those clouds hanging temperatures in the upper 50s, and it will be a cloudy start to your morning tomorrow. Ocala, that's going to be your coolest place to be, and you're still above seasonal averages, though. 54 for your overnight low, and we'll see those temperatures range anywhere between 52 and 64 degrees with that fog returning late. So it's a warm evening, just a bit of a muggy one here in central Florida tonight. Here's where we start to see the first few chances for patchy fog just after midnight, and it becomes much more dense, especially across the south and the west. We have visibility restrictions all the way down to a tenth of a mile along Polk County if you're in Winter Haven, maybe even Kissimmee in Osceola County. So that's going to be a factor that you have to take into consideration if you're driving or traveling early out the door tomorrow. Just make sure you're doing so cautiously. Drive a little bit slower. But if you want to break out the new golf equipment that you got for Christmas, well, we do have no weather impacts once you get past the fog. Just a little bit of clouds in the morning. Warmer in the afternoon once the clouds lift. We'll carry temperatures into the upper 70s over the course of your weekend. A lot to look forward to on Saturday, because we have our Pop-Tarts Bowl, in which the Iowa State Cyclones are taking on the Miami Hurricanes. Partly cloudy at kickoff and quiet as we kick off your evening just after 6 o'clock with temperatures in the low 70s. Heading into the weekend, though, we do have another shot at rain on Sunday. That is returning with our next frontal boundary, and that'll take your temperatures down as we wrap up your weekend on Sunday. 78 degrees and 76 on Monday. Sunshine returns just in time for New Year's Eve, but cooler temperatures lie ahead as we make our way into the middle of the work week. Stay with us, though. We have more news coming up after the break.
First Morning Weather on WESH 2 is sponsored by Cool Today.
What does a morning with WESH 2 News Sunrise look like? It's waking up with the news you need to stay informed.
What's new from overnight?
And the information you can trust.
It's an accurate start to your day from Kelly and class.
I'll tell you exactly what to expect outside.
It's a sense of direction from Megan Mackey.
I'll put you on the best route for your morning commute.
From breaking news
to what's happening around town.
This is what your next morning looks like with WESH 2 News Sunrise. Local, live, late breaking.
WESH 2 News at 5 is straight ahead.
And as we count down to the new year, many are starting to draft those resolutions, why experts say your mental health should be top of the list.
And a heartfelt reunion at a local hospital. Nurses seeing their tiny NICU patients thriving with their loved ones.